Hello, everyone. New episode of Human Brain Expo, and today we're talking with Dr. Kamran. And we are on our way of covering the best and the latest innovations in terms of approaches to the treatment related to neurological, psychological diseases and conditions. And today we're going to talk about very important subject matter. About the device, technical solution dedicated to stress management, anxiety management, pain management, and other applications. Please stay tuned. It's going to be very interesting. So, Dr. Kamran, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, first of all, in terms of the progress of the solutions for the very important conditions in our life, like stress, anxiety, every single of us, we're experiencing stress, anxiety pretty much in every single day, right? The current innovations, especially technological ones, there are so many doubts related to their actual application, results of the usage. Can you give us a little bit background, like scientific background behind of the device? Why do you think it works, and how it works?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, the disease of our era really is very much related to stress, our inability to self-regulate, and our inability really to have more regulation over our physiology, which is really our mood, it's our cognition, it's our physiological states such as sleep-wake cycle. All of these issues in our society and in human civilization today has led to a lot of obviously medical, psychological, emotional ailments. And neurotechnology has the promise to help in this direction. Technology in itself has created a lot of problems for us as a human species in terms of stress and our disconnection from human nature to some extent. But at the same time, there is a promise in neurotechnology and other types of technology to remedy that and to help that. So our
so they literally help us to connect, to
Absolutely.
reconnect us to the mother nature, to our own self, right?
Absolutely. So let me just give you a little bit of background back to your question about why do I believe that this type of technology has merit. So I'm going to just share a screen here with you to just kind of talk about some of the background that comes in terms of where we got this type of idea of how to use these devices. So I'm showing you here just a part of what it is we do at our clinic that really led to the development of some of these neurotechnology devices, neurotech. You know, at a clinic setting, we do a lot of consultations, clinical interview. We do a lot of brain mapping. We look at brain dynamics and how different parts of the brain can be overactive, underactive, and we come up with a personalized treatment that can help basically with symptoms, or even if someone doesn't have a disorder, in order to help improve things like self-regulation, cognition, longevity, and peak performance. So a lot of it involves in real-time brain training and brain monitoring, which is really a part of what it is that we do is about brain-computer interface, our ability to monitor brain activity, and actually based on brain plasticity principles and methodologies in neuroscience, we're able to help rewire, retrain the brain. So
to react to certain condition, to a certain way.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's really
So I have 3 pretty important roles. I'm a flight attendant, a fitness coach, and a mom.
You feel refreshed.
Vital has just become part of my routine.
I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I'm on.
From the first week that I was using it, I noticed changes.
I find that my stress level is lower.
It immediately settles me. I'm able to just kind of reconnect with myself.
Historically, I'm not the greatest sleeper. Put the headset on and I'll lay back and you listen to those sounds.
I'm on my feet, I'm constantly moving. Instead of walking over to the grocery store and grabbing an energy drink, I go to my car, I pull out my Vital headset. It really does make me feel like more energized going back into the studio.
I like to optimize the focus. It's like a reboot.
I'm less reactive, that I'm able to breathe and just listen.
I think you just have to try to actually experience it.
My name is Cammie, and I am Vital.
I'm Charles, and I am Vital.
I think that anybody who has any amount of stress in their life has a use for Vital.
So after having had experienced this for over 20 years at my own clinic and seeing, thousands of people go through these protocols, we thought about, okay, how can we make this available to the masses? Yes, it's very interesting for people who come to our clinic and they basically go through this protocol, but how about the masses? We know that there's a big problem with mood disorders, cognition, attention issues, sleep issues. And that's when we really talked about developing a device that can be used in daily life as a lifestyle device rather than like a treatment, so to speak. And if I may show you here, this is the device that is taken more than 10 years to develop in its form, although the science behind it and the research behind it goes back to about 20 some years. So it's a device that, as you can see, it's like a modern headphone, but it has sensors that pick up brain activity from particular key networks in the brain, so we can actually help train people in reversing the fight or flight response, going more into a parasympathetic state to reduce stress, to be able to go into deeper meditative states, to be able to regulate sleep better in order to help achieve better mindfulness, ability to focus, improve attention, and also build more robust functioning for the executive functions, which is the prefrontal lobe. For all of these kind of goals are achievable by doing an exercise, like a brain training exercise on such a device. As you know,
I'm a dad. I have 2 kids. My wife's a teacher. Both my kids go to daycare. Around 4 p.m., no matter what's happening at work, good or bad or hectic or relaxing, I have to switch to dad mode. And I have to meet the emotions of my kids and my wife, how they felt, how their day is. And the last thing I need to do is carry over my workload and what was happening at work. My sort of biggest example is a meeting that I wasn't expecting pops up right at 4 p.m. I have to be in that meeting. It's hectic and I get a little stressed and I get a little anxious. And now I have to go home and not have that. So my brain's going crazy, working on how to solve problems, fix things, throwing these on for 10 minutes, taking a break, doing a relaxation. just brings down my mood, not in a bad way, just kind of, it lessens the amount going on. I'm now ready for dad mode for the rest of the day.
The wearable technology and so on, and for the past couple of decades has really enabled us to get a lot of data from our physiology. The problem with a lot of this direction has been the following: is like there's tremendous amount of data, but data in itself cannot change the physiology. In other words, in most cases, whether you're measuring heart rate variability, there are various devices that one can wear to really look at sleep states and all that. But the question is, how do you actually train? How do you retrain based on neuroplasticity to change and shift brain states and to teach the brain new ways of actually functioning and improving brain functions? And that's where we actually, through our app and the hardware here that I'm showing, we are able to achieve that, not only monitor, but actually train for different brain states.
So everything is actually training, even brain related, even
Yes.
taking into consideration emotional responses to a certain situation. All of it, it's learned one way and another. I know that, like, if we're talking about like subconscious thinking, it's all the same way. It's all learned.
It is all learned behavior,
maybe,
absolutely.
yes, and it's all matter of like literally rewiring, retraining, and it's and that's absolutely amazing. Even like thinking into consideration that's just matter of you really have to train your brain to emotionally react to certain thing, including all, like, doctor's visits, anxiety, etc. It's very hard to believe, but that's the truth. That's a true science behind of the modern innovative devices. So, as understood, it's the your device called Vital
Neuro.
and it is actually available. It's for mass market, right? So any
Yes.
person can buy and use for the personal needs. There is no need to visit doctor, no need for training, right? How easy it is to find the right training program, to find the right way.
Right. It's basically, this is a device that's meant to be a lifestyle product, as I mentioned. So anybody can be using it, and it's plug and play, so to speak. There are some instructions, obviously, that goes with the device in the app, but basically it has an app that you can download from the Apple Store, and then you connect the Bluetooth to your smart device, like an iPhone or an iPad, and basically it will take you through the process, and there's instructions and video instructions that can help. Really, people will go in and choose what state they want to achieve. In other words, they can choose and say, you know what, it seems like I'm having more trouble these days with sleep, so I want to improve sleep. So they choose that program. Or, I want to just de-stress, and I want to work on stress or meditation or kind of a mindfulness state. Or maybe they have trouble with focus and attention, and that's what they want to focus on. So all of those options are embedded in the program, and they're able to choose those.
Amazing. So you literally it's plug and play, right? You just get
Absolutely.
it, you choose what you need, and you just, how much patient should dedicate time-wise? Like 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day? How long it take?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it depends on what kind of problems they're working on. For, to me, anything that's like a lifestyle kind of shift or change for self-care, like imagine very similar to being in a state where you want to work on your physical health and you're going to a gym. So it's usually recommended that you go minimum of, let's say, 3 times a week for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So I think that's a pretty good type of measurement in terms of how much time you need for brain training, and this type of training that allows you to really regulate your emotions, cognition, attention, all of that better. Now, if someone is really having crisis or deeper problems, then probably more. But even doing 10, 15 minutes a day as a routine can be a great help in achieving those goals.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. I will leave all the links, all the descriptions related to the device and other information in this video or in the description below. So please take a look. And thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy and you have to go, but
yes, thank
we
you.
are very thankful.
Absolutely. Let me just add something, because one of the use cases of this device that more recently has developed, which is very interesting, is for pre-op and post-op environment, meaning that clinics or doctors who have certain procedures they do in their private clinic, and oftentimes with something like, let's say, if you have a cataract surgery or dental surgery or some kind of infusion procedures, because anxiety and stress is high prior and maybe even after or during these procedures, clinics have been adopting this type of technology and our headphone, and they have integrated it as part of their procedure for improving patient care, quality of care, and we're seeing great results with that. So I just wanted to share that.
Especially probably during the dental, visits with the dentist.
Absolutely.
Right?
Dental, eye surgery, people who get some kind of infusion, even for, chemotherapy. There are many use cases. Yes. And, that is likely to increase because this is just being introduced to the medical community as some kind of aid, as another type of anesthetic, especially when people don't want to use too much sedatives, or there are reasons why this type of aid may be ideal.
Well, sounds absolutely amazing in lots of perspectives, and very big future for this type of devices. Absolutely 100%. I understood even more after talking with you. So thank you so much. Again, I will leave all the links and descriptions below, and please stay tuned. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me.
These are Vital Neuro headphones, and here are 5 different ways you could use them in your everyday life. When you need to focus, when you need to relax, when you need to optimize, when you need to meditate, or when you need to sleep. Change your minds for the better in just a few minutes with Vital Neuro headphones. Learn more or snag your own pair by visiting the link in my bio.